Laura's sister Mary Ingalls did attend a school for the blind in Vinton, Iowa. This school sadly has been closed down, and I'm going to give you a few more details on it later. This is the back of the school where I recommend you park, and we're going to go around and see around the front just a little later. Well, I've made another trip to Vinton, and I'm not sure exactly what's going on here. That's one of the things I've come to find out. That is the school for the blind. Here is one of the buildings from the old system, the hospital building, and you can see where it says Old Hospital. A team of investors bought the whole campus, but so far opening this pub seems to be the only substantial difference that they've made, and Old Main remains empty and locked. And my picture that I have on the top of the Facebook page for Mary Ingalls comes right from that little porch. I'm going to just walk around so you can see what's going on. I have to say, this road used to be part of the lane, and it really was not a place of high traffic at all. It must be kind of more incorporated into the town. I don't think they're all going to the restaurant. I mean, why would they all be going to this little restaurant? But we're coming around. This is one of the dormitories to the left. There's a couple bikes there, so maybe they're still renting them out. This is Old Main on the right. Now, in Mary's day, this front part did not go so far out. The part above the porch there was part of the library in its last iteration. And I always thought about Mary walking on these porches. So the classes that Mary attended were in this main part, the center part of Old Main. Though they said it's been expanded since she was here. And these two wings were built on to be the dormitories. This one on this side was the woman's wing. We do not know what room was Mary's. The one they used to tell people came out of the Mary Ingalls on Her Own spin-off book, whose author I do not think was ever in this building, but they used the descriptions of a room in the book to figure out which room she said, despite the fact they knew very well that there was no record of what school room Mary was in that author could have found. Keep walking around here. Now, my favorite part of the blind school was actually from later than Mary's time here, because they had tunnels that go underneath between buildings, so the blind students did not have to go outside to go between classes, because later on there were different resources in the different buildings. And this side was the boys' side. And I think this was a dorm too, one of these. No, this might have been the gym. Yeah, health center. I think that was the gym. And then beyond that is an elementary school for Vinton. This is the Circle Drive, which is really so beautiful. I'm going to walk you here. Okay, so what is the, oh, well, you know what? While you're with me, I was going to wait until after, but what the hey, let's just come up and see if the door is locked. I am 99% sure it will be, but let us see. Oh, they've got a light on inside. I love this in the tiles. Yep. Now, I do not know if it's still in there, but if it is, this is a little short hallway going in. To the left was the president's office till the school left, and to the right was the founder's room, which is where the Mary Ingalls display was. And let me give you just a little bit of backstory here. Back in the days when Iowa was first getting founded, different cities put in for different functional sites that would have a lot of jobs. And Vinton, well, the guy who'd founded the blind school had done so in Iowa City. And that, but when it got time to parcel out things, he wanted to stay in Iowa City where he could have the ear of the legislatures. And the General Assembly, Iowa's elected body, said, no, we're going with Vinton because Vinton said they would give us an entire farm to put the school on. And, you know, it would help pay for itself then. And so that's what they did. And this was the school for the blind for a long time. And because of how they got it, the law actually said they had to have a school in Vinton. I do not know how that has changed. I never heard that it did, but for some way they were suddenly able to combine it with the School of the Deaf, which they then moved to Council Bluffs. By then it was a shell of its former self. The idea was that you would mainstream students out instead of putting them in an atmosphere where they would be with people with the same problems they had, which all of the students of the blind school I talked to talked about how important and beneficial that was for them. And to have teachers who were specially trained in it, not in every possible problem. I'm going to come across here to the Mary Ingalls sign. So anyway, they left. At that point, they didn't really know what to do with the School for the Blind building, and they had given it to Vinton, and they were supposed to be doing something with it, and I think they kind of ran out of money. This sign, the group I was involved with, the Mary Ingalls Society, had paid to get the sign up. And it was my suggestion to put the Braille letters there on the bottom. They aren't raised, but that's what it would be. And this one's still up, even though it looks like the lamination's kind of coming off, I'm sorry to say. The other sign, there was one on the other side of the school too, and there's only 2 white posts there left. So I'm not sure what's going on with this. And I think that'll be probably what's going on. I'm going to take you over to the hospital building now, and we'll see what's going on in the restaurant, and we'll see if they know anything. I'll just add a little bit as I am walking this way. If you want to get a picture of the front of the building, you do not want to come in the evening. You want morning, noon, early afternoon, because there's just no decent way to get a picture of the building once the sun is on that side, except of the back. Unless you get way close, which I will, like this. Although we don't know what else is going on in the building, we do know that the roof is solid. It was taken off in the derecho, not this last one, a number of years ago, and I'll put a link to my report on that. And the regents decided to put the roof back on, and then they had to ruin it by closing the school. Mary wouldn't have used this hospital, even though she was often sick at the school, because it wasn't built until well after she'd graduated. Alright, this is the inside of the pub. That is where the front door is, the side that says hospital. Smile. And there's some Mary Ingalls. These are the pictures that are above the mantle. The Mary picture you are well aware of. The middle section is actually right side up. That's in the gym where the girls were actually hanging upside down as part of their exercises. And the last one is an old interior photo of the hospital itself. Also of the other buildings. And a fireplace. We'll have to see how the food is. I got the hamburger basket with coleslaw, and my mom got the chicken sandwich with coleslaw, and they were both really good, and we enjoyed our visit. So we ate supper in the old hospital pub, which is in the building that was the hospital for the blind school. It was built in 1905, long after Mary graduated, so she was never in it. I'd never been inside the building before. They did a nice job turning it into a restaurant. You can't tell it was a hospital at all, but they've got lots of pictures of the blind school in Old Vinton. The Food was good. I got a burger which was very thick and juicy, and cold slaw which was good, and it was kind of a small container. My mom got a chicken sandwich and fries, and there was enough fries that she had some, I had some, and we still took some home. I think it's worth a stop if you come to Vinton. It's on the actual main campus, so I advise coming in on 218. If you're coming from the south, take 218 north, and you're going to circle around. You'll see the white poles by the sign that now says "for sale" in front of the part of the land that was the school. And then you turn up, go around the barn, and there's parking here, including a lot that they added. Let's see, anything else I need to say? The owner who owns this pub also owns the blind school. They weren't here tonight, so I could ask them anything, but I got the email, so I'm going to follow up with them, and I hope to have a more complete report on the blind school soon. Thank you for coming along with me, and I hope I'll see you soon on Trundlebed Tales, right in the corner where you are. And then I'm going to do a slow pan over the hospital and up the parking lot. That's the new parking lot. The previously established parking lot was over here, and staff parking was over there. There's just way more cars around here than I expected with how closed down this place was.